Hi guys, welcome to my channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Alison and welcome to my channel. So if you guys are interested with fashion, beauty, lifestyle, DIY and foundation review, make sure you guys click that subscribe button down below and also like this video to support your girl here. So without further ado, let's get started on today's video. So for today, we are testing out another new foundation. I would say this is more like a semi-new foundation. It has been out on the market for a month or so. And I know there's a lot of review on the YouTube channel already, but I want to test this out myself to see how this would work on my oily texture acne prone skin. So this is foundation from Urban Decay. This is their Stay Naked Weightless Liquid Foundation up to 24 hours wear. So if you guys are interested how this would work, then let's keep on watching. So this foundation I purchased on Sephora.com, and on the Sephora website it retails for $39 for this foundation, and it comes in 1.0 fluid ounce. So I'm just gonna quickly talk about what is this foundation and what it does to your face. So this is a vegan buildable medium coverage liquid foundation with a real skin matte finish that lasts up to 24 hours. It has a medium coverage matte finish, it's a liquid formula, and it's good for normal, dry combination and oily skin. And this product is vegan and cruelty free. So this foundation is available in 50 shades range, which is not bad for a foundation range, and it's designed with 9 shade intensities, 3 master tone and 7 undertones. This waterproof long wear foundation feels like a second skin thanks to its breathable formula, and it feels better and looks better with the stay true color, which minimizes the appearance of pores. So there's a lot of claims out there and it looks like legitimate. So now let's get onto the packaging of this foundation bottle, and then we go on with the foundation test. So before we start on this foundation test, we're gonna prep the skin very well. So first of all, I'm gonna apply my primer. I'll be using the Harrison Banana Braid Face Primer. So this primer is just kind of helps smooth out the skin and brighten up your face complexion just a little, and it gives a very easy gliding base for the stuff that you apply on top of the face. And under eye, I'm gonna apply this Becca Under Eye Brightener. If you guys watch my foundation review, you guys know this is something that I use every single day if I'm applying any makeup on top of the face, because it helps eliminate my dark circle. As you guys can see, it brightens out right away before applying your concealer. Okay, now let's get into the foundation application. So we're using this Stay Naked Weightless Liquid Foundation up to 24 hours wear, and actually I see a lot of review on YouTube and I wonder how would this work on my oily skin. So now let's talk about the package of this foundation. So this time around, Urban Decay did a little more of a design sleek foundation bottle. So the cap is a gold cap, and when you open the cap, it does come with a pump. So before applying this foundation, I want to point out one thing on the packaging. It does says my shade on the cap. It says 30 and it does says what 30 means for and what that means for the first letter and the second letter. So 30 is the light shade intensity, and the first one it says N, which is neutral, which is a master tone, and the second one it says neutral, which is your undertone. So if you guys are neutral like me, then you should go with the N for the undertone. Okay, let's get into the application. Hopefully this shade it matches me. So I'm gonna have 1.5 pump here, and as you guys can see, it's running down, but it's not as runny as a foundation. So I'm going to apply this on this side of the face. To blend this in, I'm going with my usual sponge, my e.l.f. sponge. And usually with foundation, I like to apply with the sponge if it's not a lightweight, very liquid foundation. So I did a very light layer on this side of the face, and it looks like it's very easy to blend in. So I'm gonna apply the second layer on the dark spot that I have on the face. So I did apply this for about 2.5 layer on this side of the face, comparing with the side of the face, which is my bare skin. And with this side of the face, it looks very natural, but it definitely dries down very fast, so you have to really work fast on this foundation. So now I'm just gonna finish up on this side of the face, and you guys might be able to tell the finish and the coverage because I have more blemishes and dark spot on this side. As I'm blending in, you guys can see it does give you a very light to medium coverage. So this is what the finish looks like. It looks like your skin, and it's a very lightweight, it's breathable just like it says on the foundation, and it does look like a semi-matte finish. I don't think it's a very matte finish because usually with matte finish it just cling into my skin, but this one it looks very natural. I love the finish, and I would say the coverage is about light to medium coverage. It's buildable, or even off the camera I did 3 layers here, and it's very buildable. It doesn't cling to any dry patches or the skin, the flaky skin I have on this side of the face. So I really like how this foundation is very lightweight, buildable, and it looks like your skin, and it does give you coverage. So now I'm just gonna finish up the rest of the makeup, and I'll check back with you guys later. Alright guys, I'm back, and this is the final look here. So some of you always wonder what I use during the makeup foundation review. So today I'm gonna go through what I use on my face today so that you guys know what item it looks like on the face. So for today's look on this eye, I use a Pillow Talk from Charlotte Tilbury. This is what the eyeshadow looks like on the eye today. And for the eyeliner, I used a brand from Asia. This is DUP Silky Liquid Eyeliner in black. So this is a really nice black, peach black eyeliner. And for the eyebrow, I'm using this Fenty Beauty eyebrow pencil. And for the contour, I'm using this Too Faced contour in Big Luminous Glow Bronzer. I only dip it on this side and to contour the face. For blush, I'm using this Florence by Mills, and I love the color, how it matches my eye look. And for mascara, I'm just using this Chanel mascara for the eye. And for the lips today, I'm using this Carly Bible I Love Maquillage. I believe this is how you pronounce the name. And on the final look, I did set it with this Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Ultra Fine Mist to give it more of a less cakey looks and dewy finish, because recently I'm a little drier on the face. And also to set this face, I used the matte setting powder from Cover FX. This is like my go-to travel setting powder, and I love how it usually set on my oily skin and it doesn't mix cakey. So this is the final look here, and I want to close you guys up. Definitely, if I set it with the setting powder, it's a little more on the drier side because recently the weather has changed, and my skin has trying to adjust this weather, so a little dry. It's just normal on the face. And also one thing that I noticed when I apply my concealer after the foundation, there's a little cakiness around this area and it doesn't blend in well with the foundation. I don't know, because it's that the foundation, it dries down. Again, because I mentioned earlier, this foundation, it dries down very quick. You have to work fast, so after it dries down, you apply something on top, it might be cling to the foundation. So at least that's what I thought when you're applying something on top of the foundation. So for concealer, I'm just using this Flower Beauty concealer, and I'm able to work with it. I can just blend it in with my sponge, but it takes time to kind of just blend in with the foundation. Other than that, also setting with the setting powder, there's a little dryness around my mouth line and my smile line area, and it does create a little like powder dot. I don't know, is that because my skin is dry or because the foundation is already matte finished? Putting something on top, it just make it drier. But then when I apply my blush, my contour, everything looks fine, so I don't have issues after setting with a setting powder. So now I'm just gonna wear this foundation throughout the day, and I give you guys an update on the midday and also a check-in and my final thoughts on this foundation, how this would work on my oily and textured skin. Okay guys, I'm back for the final check-in, and now the time is 8:01. So when I applied this foundation, it was around 12 p.m. I don't think I checked in earlier at the time, but check-in time is at 12. So I've been wearing this foundation for 8 hours now, and this is what the foundation looks like. So I have to say today is not a very hot day. It actually gets pretty windy around 4 o'clock. So in the meantime, I was just staying around the house, so I wasn't out there in the hottest time. So this foundation, it holds up very nicely. I have to say, It's very lightweight, yet it gives you like a light to medium coverage, and I don't feel anything on top of this foundation. And when I was eating dinner earlier, I was wiping down my nose, my mouth area, so the foundation around this area, it was off because obviously I was just using a tissue wipes to wipe it down. And definitely you guys can see the foundation, it starts to get a little oily, but not like oily that to the point I have to take off this makeup. It's just my natural oil. It's normally comes through around like the 4 to 5 hours mark. But everything else, it looks really fresh. I like how this feels on the face with this foundation on. And one thing that I noticed when I was wearing this foundation is it gets a little itchy around this area. I don't know, is there anything that I allergic with this foundation ingredients? I will let you guys know in the description bar below if I have any reaction around this area, because I realized I was just like keep itching it with my pinky nails. So this foundation also claims to be does not transfer, but I don't know how well this will work with your natural oil on top. I mean, if it's dry, definitely I think this is a not transferable foundation. So let's test this out. So on my chin area is the driest area without any oil on top. So you guys can see there's nothing on the tissue paper. And now I'm gonna go in with my cheek. Actually, there's not much as well on the tissue paper. Maybe it took off my little oil on the other side. Again, there's not much. So the forehead is where I get the oiliest on the part right now, so I'm gonna go and flip it on the clean side and see how well does it go. He only took off my brows powder, but not much on the foundation. So this foundation, it is claimed to be does not transfer, which is true even though with my natural oil come through. So I'm pretty amazed on this foundation. So my final thoughts on this foundation right now, I am liking it because it's a very lightweight, it gives me the coverage that I want, and I don't produce much oil with this foundation, surprisingly. The only downside of this foundation, it does get me a little itchy around my nose area, so I don't know what reaction I would get after this review, so I'll let you guys know in the description bar. And the only downside is doesn't blend well with my concealer. I don't know, is that because the matte finish and it dries down fast on this foundation, and if you put something on top that's heavier with the foundation, then it might not blend well, so you have to really work into it. But other than that, I feel like this foundation, it looks really flawless, and I don't have any issues with this foundation on wearing this for about an 8 hours mark. So far I am liking this foundation, and please ignore my mascara that it transfer, because the Chanel's mascara, it used to work on me, but nowadays it just doesn't combine well with my natural oil, and it just transferred underneath the eyes, so I don't know what's going on with the mascara. Everything else looks good with the foundation, it feels great, and I hope this foundation review does help you guys out to pick up this foundation or not, or any skin type that you have and you try this foundation. Let us know what you feel about this foundation. Any feedback with this foundation, leave it in the comments down bar so that we can share with our community here and share your thoughts on this foundation and what skin type and what skincare you use underneath, because everything with different skin type would act different with this foundation. So that's it, that's my final thoughts on this foundation review. I hope this helped out you guys, and if you guys like this video, please give me a big thumbs up and also subscribe down below, and I'll see you guys on the next one.
So bittersweet, huh? Keep losing sleep while driving in the backseat. What's left of